Welcome to How to Speak Fluent English podcast. Today, we're tackling the most frustrating obstacle every English learner faces, the translation trap. Picture this. You're chatting with colleagues when someone asks a question. You understand perfectly, but then you freeze. Your mind switches to your native language, translates the question, constructs a response in your mother tongue, then struggles to convert it back to English. This process eats up precious time while the conversation moves on without you. This internal translation habit creates a massive fluency barrier. It slows responses, creates awkward silences, and amplifies speaking anxiety. Your brain runs two demanding programs simultaneously, draining cognitive energy that should flow toward natural communication. Today's focus is eliminating this translation barrier completely. Our goal, helping you think directly in English, responding instinctively and naturally, what we call automaticity. We'll explore 10 powerful techniques to retrain your brain for direct English thinking. The benefits extend far beyond faster responses. Direct English thinking unlocks deeper comprehension, revealing nuances lost in translation. You'll develop vocabulary that connects directly to English concepts. Research from the University of Chicago shows another advantage. Thinking in a foreign language produces more rational, less emotionally driven decisions by activating analytical thinking. You're not just learning English, you're enhancing your entire cognitive framework. This mental flexibility creates unprecedented confidence, freedom, and authenticity in communication. Ready to unlock this potential? Let's begin this transformative journey. Strategy 1. Systematic immersion in English. To eliminate internal translation, the first strategy is systematic immersion in English. This approach involves creating a comprehensive English environment in your daily life, regardless of your location, by deliberately and consistently exposing yourself to the language. The science behind this method is based on neuroplasticity. Consistent daily exposure strengthens the neural pathways for English processing. Language learning is similar to physical fitness. A 30-minute daily commitment yields more lasting results than a single 5-hour session once a month. This steady approach builds durable strength and efficiency in processing English. You can build your own daily immersion framework with these methods. Audio immersion. During commutes, chores, or walks, listen to engaging English podcasts, stream English radio, or play English music. The goal is to maintain consistent auditory input. Visual and reading immersion. Switch the language settings on your phone and computer to English. Read about topics you are passionate about, such as sports blogs, cooking websites, or social media accounts dedicated to your hobbies. Video content. Watch English language content like YouTube tutorials, films, and TV series, using English subtitles when necessary. While passive exposure builds a foundational understanding, active engagement accelerates progress. You can transition from passive to active learning by repeating phrases you hear, singing along with music, and practicing new vocabulary out loud. This practice moves words from passive recognition to active availability, which is a critical step toward fluency. The ultimate goal of immersion is to make English a natural part of your environment. Through consistent, multi-channel exposure, your brain can begin to absorb the language organically, gradually reducing its reliance on conscious translation.
Strategy 2. Narrating your life in English. The second powerful strategy is narrating your life in English. This involves consciously speaking to yourself in English throughout the day, transforming your internal monologue into an English dialogue. While this may feel unusual at first, it is an exceptionally effective method for developing direct English thinking patterns. The primary goal is not perfect grammar, but simply to activate the language and give it a voice in your mind. This process trains your brain to construct and organize thoughts directly in English. It forces you to articulate ideas in real time, actively structure sentences, and transform passive understanding into active production. This builds mental muscle memory for English patterns, making it a powerful cognitive exercise. You can incorporate this practice into your daily routine in low-pressure ways. Comment on your environment, narrate the steps while preparing meals, or plan your day in English. Evening reflection also offers a great opportunity to recap your day's events and organize your thoughts directly in English. The flexibility of this practice allows you to narrate silently in public, speak quietly when alone, or use your full voice when in private. The key is to ensure your internal processing occurs exclusively in English. Regular practice creates direct neural pathways that bypass translation, making your English responses more automatic and natural during actual conversations, and building confidence in a safe, judgment-free way.
Strategy 3. Embracing known vocabulary and avoiding over-reliance on translation apps. The third strategy is to embrace your known vocabulary and avoid over-relying on translation apps. When narrating your thoughts in English, you will inevitably forget a word. While the instinct is to immediately translate it, doing so is counterproductive to achieving fluency. Every time you pause to look up a word, you break your natural flow of thought and reinforce the translation habit you were trying to eliminate. Instead, working with your current English vocabulary forces you to focus on communication and builds resourcefulness within the language itself. When you lack a specific word, challenge yourself to rephrase the idea using simpler terms or descriptive phrases. For example, instead of searching for picturesque, you could say, "The view is beautiful," like something from a painting. The main goal is to maintain momentum and keep your English expression flowing. This internal problem solving, where you find alternative ways to express an idea within English, builds linguistic agility and strengthens the direct English pathways in your brain. This approach trains your brain to be flexible and discover solutions that exist solely within English, rather than defaulting to your native language. By avoiding translation apps, you force your brain to do the mental work required for spontaneous and lasting fluency. Sticking within English boundaries builds the cognitive flexibility essential for automatic and effortless communication. Strategy 4. Making friends with a monolingual dictionary. The fourth strategy for eliminating translation dependency is to develop a close relationship with a monolingual English dictionary. This represents a critical shift in your learning approach by decisively cutting the connection between English and your native language. By consistently using an English-only dictionary, especially one designed for learners, you compel your brain to understand new words through English itself. Instead of receiving a simple translation, you get definitions, explanations, and example sentences entirely within the English framework. While this requires more effort at first, the long-term reward is a much deeper understanding that bypasses translation and trains your brain to operate exclusively in English mode. For instance, a bilingual dictionary would only give you a direct translation for the word serendipity. However, a monolingual English dictionary provides a rich definition like the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way, along with illustrative sentences. This forces your brain to build meaning entirely within English, creating an interconnected web of vocabulary. Publishers like Oxford, Cambridge, and Merriam-Webster offer excellent learners' dictionaries with accessible definitions. This habit builds a robust internal lexicon that operates independently of your native language, creating the direct pathways essential for automatic and fluent communication. The deeper contextual understanding gained from English definitions provides a nuanced comprehension that simple translations cannot match, transforming your internal dictionary from bilingual to truly English-centric. Strategy 5. Consistently writing your everyday life in English. The fifth strategy is to integrate English into your everyday writing. Although speaking and listening are often emphasized, Writing is an active, underestimated skill that powerfully reinforces your speaking abilities. Writing compels you to organize your thoughts directly in English, providing visual reinforcement of vocabulary, sentence structure, and grammar. This practice solidifies English thinking and serves as a mental workout that directly enhances speaking fluency. You can incorporate this into your daily life through simple tasks. Transform mundane writing activities into English practice by making detailed shopping lists, such as writing 2 cartons of skim milk instead of just milk. Convert your to-do lists and even small post-it notes into English. In your digital environment, switch your phone, social media, and calendar to English, and use English for internet searches related to your interests. The main goal is not to perfect formal written English, but to get used to thinking in English while you write. This practice helps establish English as your brain's default mode, ensuring the neural pathways are ready when speaking opportunities arise. This consistent, low-pressure writing creates a foundation for rapid word retrieval and fluid expression, making your responses in spontaneous conversations feel more natural and automatic.
Strategy 6. Visualizing and connecting English words directly with images. The 6th strategy is to leverage the power of visuals by proactively connecting English words directly with images. Our brains are inherently visual, so the goal is to train your brain to bypass your native language and directly link an object to its English word. This method is highly effective because it connects words to concrete pictures or sensory experiences, activating distinct brain areas and embedding the learning in long-term memory. You are actively building direct image-word neural pathways, which cuts out the cognitive step of translation. You can implement this strategy with a few simple techniques. Home labeling system. A simple way to start is by physically labeling your home environment. Use sticky notes to put English words on everyday objects, which transforms your living space into a continuous learning environment. Enhanced flashcard method. Create flashcards with an image on one side and the corresponding English word on the other. Go beyond basic vocabulary by adding related words or descriptive adjectives to build comprehensive word networks. Silent video narration. Watch short videos with the sound muted and describe what you see in English, either mentally or aloud. This exercise forces active language generation using visuals as prompts and helps you practice verbs and adjectives in addition to nouns. This approach fundamentally rewires your brain's circuitry, making English words instantly accessible and eliminating the need for mental translation. You are essentially building an internalized visual dictionary that operates more efficiently than any translation system. Through consistent practice, these direct connections between sensory input and English output become automatic, allowing for immediate English responses without conscious effort. Strategy 7. Actively and consistently engaging in English conversations. The ultimate test for thinking directly in English is engaging in real-time conversations with others. While solitary practice builds a strong foundation, true fluency comes alive when you are compelled to think on your feet under the pressure of human interaction. Genuine conversations demand automaticity, as there is no time to translate or construct sentences in your head. The pressure forces your brain to retrieve vocabulary and formulate sentences directly in English, honing your skills and building confidence. Each conversation provides an invaluable feedback loop, strengthening the direct English pathways in your brain and making them more efficient. You can find opportunities for these crucial conversations in several ways. Online communities, join English conversation groups or forums for accessible, low-pressure practice. Language exchange partners. Find someone who wants to learn your native language in exchange for practicing English with you. Local social groups. Seek out meetups related to your hobbies, such as book clubs, hiking groups, or sports leagues, where English is spoken. Existing relationships. Ask English-speaking friends, family, or colleagues to converse with you in English more frequently. When you engage in these conversations, focus on flow rather than perfection.
Use the vocabulary you already know and keep your expressions simple. The primary goal is to think and respond in English, not to demonstrate a perfect lexicon. Native speakers are generally supportive and appreciate the effort. The more you practice in real-time speaking situations, the more naturally your thoughts will flow in English. This consistent engagement solidifies your new way of thinking, transforming your diligent solo practice into tangible, real-world fluency and creating the automatic responses essential for genuine communication. Strategy 8. Proactively utilizing quiet moments for English thought. The 8th strategy is to proactively use quiet moments for English thought. This practice helps to decouple English from the performance anxiety that often arises from high-pressure situations like exams or interviews. By deliberately thinking in English during calm moments, such as waiting in line or just before sleep, you create positive emotional associations, linking the language with feelings of relaxation and peace. You can integrate this practice throughout your day. During your commute, mentally describe your surroundings in English. While waiting for an appointment, you could silently list your upcoming tasks or describe the people you see. The time before sleep is a particularly valuable opportunity to mentally recap your day entirely in English. The main goal is to cultivate a consistent and organic internal English dialogue, free from external pressure or judgment. This helps establish thinking in English as your default mental setting. As a result of this consistent practice, you might even find yourself dreaming in English as your brain works to consolidate these new linguistic pathways during sleep. This strategy builds a foundation of comfort and confidence, which can reduce the stress that often hinders language fluency and will carry over into more demanding speaking situations. Strategy 9. Harnessing context and word associations. To improve comprehension and reduce reliance on translation, the 9th strategy is to proactively harness context and word associations. Instead of immediately using a dictionary for an unfamiliar word, the goal is to deduce its meaning from the surrounding words and the broader situation. This practice trains your brain to think like a native speaker. For example, in the sentence, "She really excelled in her presentation," the context of presentation and really helps you infer that excelled means she did an outstanding job. A powerful way to reinforce this is by building word pictures, rich, interconnected webs of concepts around new words. Instead of a simple translation, you link the word to a network of related ideas. For instance, for coffee cup, you might associate it with words like hot, morning, ceramic, aroma, and comforting. Another technique is contextual memory anchoring, where you consciously connect a new word to the specific situation in which you first learned it. This vivid context makes the word much easier to recall than a simple translated equivalent. This holistic approach makes vocabulary acquisition more thorough and memorable. It helps you understand linguistic nuance and appropriate usage, moving beyond superficial word-for-word translations. By practicing context-based deduction and building word associations, you develop the intuitive understanding that native speakers possess. This transforms vocabulary learning from mechanical memorization into a dynamic, contextual process, building an organic vocabulary that exists naturally within the English framework and eliminating the need for translation. Strategy 10. Cultivating profound patience and unwavering consistency. The final overarching principle for sustained success in thinking fluidly in English is cultivating profound patience and unwavering consistency. Achieving fluency is a prolonged journey that demands sustained mental effort and consistent training, similar to mastering a musical instrument or sport. While there will be challenging days and moments of frustration, perseverance and self-compassion are essential. Your brain actively rewires itself to process a new language, a process that requires consistent, small efforts rather than sporadic, intense bursts. Even dedicating a single minute a day can initiate the habit and build momentum, leading to compounding results. To implement this framework, start incredibly small. Commit to just 5 minutes daily of any practice discussed. This makes the habit achievable and sustainable without overwhelming your schedule. Track your progress diligently. Maintain a simple English journal to note your daily practice, such as describing your living room in English or listening to an English news podcast without looking up words. Tracking progress provides motivation and a tangible representation of your efforts. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge and appreciate moments when conversations have fewer pauses or English words come to mind automatically. These seemingly minor triumphs indicate significant neural adaptation and linguistic progress. You will notice development as speech becomes more fluent, sentences more complex, and comprehension more comfortable. The ultimate reward for consistent effort is the freedom to express your authentic self, thoughts, and feelings effortlessly in English, thereby unlocking a new dimension of communication and connection. The neuroplasticity process that enables direct English thinking develops through consistent exposure and practice, not through intensive but infrequent sessions. Investing in small, daily practices will fundamentally change your interaction with the English language, as the journey towards thinking directly in English is about persistence, building linguistic freedom, and authentic self-expression. Conclusion: your journey to English fluency begins now. Today, we've outlined a comprehensive roadmap with 10 powerful strategies designed to train your brain to think directly in English. We have covered systematic immersion, daily life narration, using known vocabulary, embracing monolingual dictionaries, integrating English into writing, visualizing words, engaging in real-time conversations, utilizing quiet moments for thought, harnessing context, and most importantly, cultivating patience and consistency. Imagine a world where your English thoughts flow as effortlessly as your native language. Conversations are fluid, and your decisions are sharper without the cognitive load of translation. This transformation goes beyond mastering a language. It unlocks a new way of thinking and experiencing the world, giving you direct access to a universe of ideas and connections that transcend linguistic barriers. To start your journey, reflect on these strategies and identify one manageable step you can commit to today. Choose something small and immediately actionable, such as starting with 5 minutes of daily life narration, switching your phone's language settings to English, using an English-only dictionary for new words, writing tomorrow's to-do list in English, practicing silent video narration during a break, using quiet moments for internal English description, or joining an online English conversation group. The key is to simply begin. Your brain has an incredible capacity for growth and can rewire itself through consistent practice. Every fluent speaker started with a single step. Move forward with dedication and patience, celebrating small victories along the way, be it a smoother conversation or an English word that comes to mind automatically. The journey to fluency is about persistence and the gradual transformation of your linguistic identity. Your transformation begins now.